what I wanna do, then I'ma get a business too.
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that.
Hey guys, what is poppin'? It's your girl Twanaldn, aka whatever you want to be in the day, and I am back with another video. First of all, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in to another video. So as you can tell from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about 2025. 2025 is round the corner and we want to set ourselves up for success. No amateur way of doing it. We are going to put a plan in place and make sure we stick to it. These New Year resolutions that you have in your head, this is the way we are going to stick to them. None of this starting in January and then by February, our goals are non-existent. This is going to be the system that you're going to use, that you're going to apply to make sure 2025 is the successful year that you want it to be. Only my serious people need to step forward right now. If you ain't serious, my video is not for you. Sorry, not sorry. We also have a vision board designing part of it, but I feel like that comes last. I feel like everyone gets so excited about the vision board part, but forgets about the key steps before actually designing that vision board, which is what we are going to be talking about today. So enough of the dilly-dallying. Let's just dive into setting ourselves up for success for 2025. So I'm about to switch you over to my screen right now. So if we lose eye contact, trust me, it's nothing personal. It's just so that you guys can see how I go about setting my goals for the new year and how you can apply this system to your life. So I'm just going to start the screen record, so just bear with me. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is my lovely homepage. This is like my ultimate life organization hub, whatever you can call it. I literally manage everything on this very page, which has multiple pages, as you can see. However, today we are focusing on my goals and vision section, which is where we will be doing the deep reflection to make sure we set ourselves up for 2025. So the first step we're going to do is do a deep reflection into 2024 and kind of review how it went in order to set ourselves up for success into the next year. So I haven't actually done my 2024 one yet because the year hasn't really ended yet. I tend to do mine in the new year or just before the new year so that I am ready. And because I use this system already, I'm quite quick with it, and I know I can do it on the 31st or the 30th so that I am ready for January the 1st. But just so that this video gets out and you guys still have enough time, even if you guys do see this after January 1st, you can still apply this at any time. If you see this in March, you can still apply this. It doesn't matter. If you see this in July, it doesn't matter. You can still apply this system because it just lets you set yourself up for success moving forward because you've actually put a plan and a system in place. So for this example, I'm going to go through 2023 to 2024 just so you guys can get an understanding of what it is that I did and how you're going to apply these same systems for 2023, 2024 going into 2025. So step one is going to be doing a deep reflection of your current year or the year prior, depending on when you watch this. If you're watching this after January the 1st, then obviously the year prior. If you're watching this before January the 1st, then the year of. And you're going to want to ask yourself these 4 main questions, which will kind of help to assess your year and which will help you to plan your new year. So the first question you're going to want to ask yourself is, what were 3 big accomplishments you had this year? What are 3 areas of your life you want to improve in 2025? At what moment in 2024 did you feel the most alive, so happy, free, energetic? And lastly, what aspects of your goals, habits, or life do you want to bring from 2024 to 2025? I feel like these 4 questions will help you to really reflect on 2024 and also help you to know what went well, what didn't go well, and what you should keep doing and what you should let go of. And that will kind of help you to know what to focus on for 2025. If you are unsure about what areas of your life to focus on, a very good book that helped me do this was the 12-week year. You don't have to necessarily read it because I'm going to quickly break down what it said. But basically, you want to do a life audit. You basically want to assess your life and see which areas are doing well and which areas are not doing so well. And obviously, the ones that are not doing so well, you can prioritize and then obviously put it into your reflection. So I'm going to quickly just bring you over to my life audit, and this is kind of how I did it. As you can see, this was my life audit for 2023 going into 2024. This obviously needs to be updated because these ones that are low are not low anymore because I prioritized them in 2024. But if you are unsure as to what to focus on, I can leave this, or you guys can pause and write this down, of the standard life audit areas that it provides you in a 12-week year. I'll quickly just read them out to you as well. So it's physical health, spiritual, if you are a spiritual person, of course. If you're not, then you don't need to include that. Your career, relationship, finances, mental health, travel and experiences, habits and routines, society and community, hobbies and new skills, and personal. Those are like the core ones that the 12-week year provides you with if you are unsure what life zones look like. However, you can add additional life zones. So as you can see for me, I also have YouTube in there because that is a key life zone for me. I also have my quotes page on there because that is another business that I have on the side, and I also have my graphics business on there, graphics / video editing business on there, which is also another zone in my life. All of these have been assessed and all of them have been audited. Anything that is like 8 to 10 is deemed as a high rating and is deemed as good, and it's not really a priority you should focus on. Obviously, what you are already doing is making you happy in those areas, and you should just continue doing it. If you're in the middle range, so I'll say between 4 and 6, in the middle, so it's kind of up to you if you want to make it a priority or not, but it is borderline. It's okay, like it's not the best, but it's not the worst. And then anything that's between like 1 and 3, or even 0 and 3, those are the ones that you kind of want to prioritize, and maybe those are the ones that you want to include in the reflection that we previously spoke about. This will help you to figure out like what areas you're not really happy with and what areas you need to focus on in 2024. And then obviously as those start to improve, you can start to bring the medium, okay-ish ones. You can start working on those after you focus on the lower end. However, it's not like compulsory. You don't have to focus on the lower ones. If you want to focus on something that's a 6 out of 10, then by all means focus on it. But I was just providing this as an additional advice or as additional information if you are unsure as to what life zones or life areas you want to focus on in 2025. So after we've done our deep reflection and we've spoken about everything that went well and what didn't go well for 2024, the next step that we're going to look at is basically start prepping for the new year. So we want to start planning for the new year, and this is kind of how you want to go about it. So now that you have all of that information, whether you're writing it down on a piece of paper or you are doing it digitally, you are going to start setting your new goals. I broke my goals down into areas based on my reflection on my life audit, and I added in some other stuff that I also thought was key. So as you can see, content was on there, but obviously content means all my platforms. So that's TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, but it was mainly YouTube that I was focusing on. I also had personal goals, I also had business goals, and I had financial goals, health goals, and relationship goals. As you guys will know, my relationship wasn't a poor scoring. However, to continue keeping it flourishing and stuff like that, I made sure I set goals for it to make sure that me and my boyfriend are doing what we need to do in order for our relationship to stay healthy. You can set as many goals as you like. However, you want to be realistic. Like, don't set yourself 50 goals for one zone, because realistically, how realistic is that for you to achieve for 2024? So yeah, when it comes to setting goals, you kind of want to make sure they are realistic. Maybe use the SMART method, which obviously stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound or time zone or whatever, which basically means that the goals you're setting can be achieved in that time frame that you're setting for it, which is 1 year. So after you've kind of like set this down, what I tend to do is I do mine in quarters, maybe because I get it from the 12-week year basis. However, you don't have to do it like this. Whatever I am focusing on in that quarter will come from one of these goals. So you can do this from early if you kind of know what you want to focus on straight away from the beginning or from the jump, or you can do this as you go. So you're like, January, yeah, I'm going to focus on my finances, and then February I'm going to focus on my health or my fitness, and then March I'm going to focus on my hair growth, my skincare, my makeup, my content creation, whatever. June, whatever it is that you're aspiring to do for 2025. I feel like breaking it down into smaller chunks just makes it that much more achievable, because you're not looking at it on a yearly basis and thinking you have so much time. You've actually got a very short amount of time, because you're going to achieve it in the month of January or in the first quarter, which is the first 3 months, depending on what you do. I like to do quarters, but I do set monthly goals. The more I break it down, the more easier it gets for me to achieve these goals. And I feel like applying that same system to your life will do that very thing. So what I think you should do is, whichever zone you want to focus on first, break it down into quarters. So if you've got like 3 different zones that you're focusing on, so say you only have personal goals, content goals, and business goals, you could literally set one for each quarter, and then you've still got a 4th quarter to do whatever it is you want to do. If you have like multiple, just break it down and make it like easy for yourself. So maybe you're going to focus on, in the first quarter, personal and content, in the second quarter, business and finance, and then the 3rd quarter you're going to focus solely on health and fitness, and then the last quarter you're going to focus on whatever. Or some of them can be ongoing. So just assess what can be broken down into quarters and what is something you want to keep ongoing throughout the year. So I hope I'm making sense when it comes to setting your goals up. So step one, you're going to reflect. You're going to look at 2024 and assess it. Answering those 4 main questions will help you to know how you're going to go about 2025. After you've done that, you are going to want to write your goals. Based on the life audit that you've done, which I hope you will do, that will set you up to know which areas you want to focus on in 2025, and which will help you to set goals in place of what it is you want to achieve for those exact zones. If you don't want to follow the life audit, just choose whatever zones you want to focus on for 2025 and just write them down. Be very specific. And when I mean be very specific, like I'll show you an example here of my personal goals. So look, read 12 books a year or audiobook, get a new car, take 2 holidays or trips, find a new hobby, find friends in my niche, go out to Cas every weekend or twice a month, go and build my dream desk setup. You know what I mean? Like, be very specific. Like, don't just say, oh, read. That's too broad. How much are you gonna read? Like, how much are you going to take in? Be very specific. I'm going to read 10 books this year. I'm going to read 5 books this year. I'm going to read 1 book a month. Like, the more specific, the more achievable it can be. That's why we are going to follow the SMART method in setting these. Once you set your goals, the next thing you can do, which is the fun part that you see all over social media, is you're going to start designing your vision board. Because you now have your goals of what you're going to focus on, you can go on places like Google, you can go on places like Pinterest. I use Pinterest when I do my vision board, I'm not going to lie, because you get the most like aesthetically pleasing and most relatable pictures on there, and you will kind of know what you're drawn to in order for what it is you want to apply. And you just want to download all your photos. So for example, if I was going to work on my fashion, I might look for pictures where girls who dress how I want to dress in the future. So I might start saving these things. I might want to start taking myself on solo dates. I might want to work on my self-love, on my self-confidence, and one of those things is, you know, taking myself on solo dates. Like, all of these things you just want to look and get pictures of. I feel like Pinterest is so good because, like, even if you typed in, like, say you wanted 10k followers, you can literally probably type it in. You got 10k followers, and I bet you look, there we go, bam, download that, put that on your vision board, and you know that's what you're working towards. You can literally, 9 times out of 10, you can probably find what it is you're looking for on Pinterest. So once you've kind of got all your pictures downloaded, the next thing you want to do is use some kind of like graphic design software. I like Canva, it's affordable. However, there's other ones like, what's that other one called? The other one, the one that's kind of coming new, Kilty, something like that. Either way, I use Canva. So you want to just basically use any kind of like graphic design software and edit it that way. So there's 2 ways you can go about doing your vision board. You can either like scrapbook it where you put the pictures in and edit it, or you can use a grid. I will show you both methods now, and I'm just going to use an old pictures that I already have on my Canva account. So the first thing you want to do is, once you've logged in, if you haven't started an account already, sign up, create a free account. You can do this with a free account. I have the pro, but yeah, you can do this with a free account. And what you want to do is click create a new design, and then you want to go to custom size. Once you've got custom size, you want to type in 920 by 1080 pixels, by the way. And I've already been using this multiple times, and then you will get like a standard board like this. As I was saying before, you could either do this on a scrapbooky kind of setup, or you can set it up with a grid. So what I mean by scrapbooky is you will just click all the pictures you want to include on your vision board, and you will just literally place them where you want to, and it can kind of look like a scrapbook in a way, because they will start to like overlay each other. So you see like that goes underneath here, but you still want the message to be clear of what it is you're trying to like portray in your vision board. So I'm just gonna like quickly just add some pictures in, and like, you know, all different sizes, all different things. And I recently did like a scrapbooky kind of a vision board for my content page, just to solely focus on content, which is why it looks like it's a whole lot of content stuff, but literally you would add in everything. So we're talking anything. It could be holidays, it could be, you know, a new car, anything and everything. Like, look, I want a DJI Pocket Osmo 3, I might want to put that on there. And, you know, I want to go on more holidays, or, you know, more trips, all of these kind of things, a spa retreat, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically you want to add in everything and everything into this until you get something like this. Can you kind of see how this kind of like overlaps, and it's, you know, it's very scrapbooky. It's not neat, it's not tidy, it's not in a structure or anything. It's like literally like a freelance, and you can put 2025 and add font on, or whatever makes you happy. Just go wherever your heart desires. I like a really like deep, low exposure kind of aesthetic, which is why you've got this dark kind of aesthetic going on. Yeah, just do whatever your heart desires at this point. The second option, which is the way I like to go, because I'm kind of like, I like to be neat, if I'm being honest. If we go back and I go to my previous vision board quickly, yeah, so we'll do my 2024 one as an example. So again, I've kind of done a bit of both. So initially it's a grid setup, but I've added overlays as well. So stuff like this, as you can see, it's overlaid between the grids. So look, as you can see, that's a grid, and I've like put this in the middle. So I'll just quickly show you how you can do something like that. So I'm trying to duplicate this, and I'm trying to unlock all of these so you can actually see the grid for what it is. So if you guys look here, can you see these frames? These are grids that you can insert on Canva. I'm not sure what they will be called on any other platform because I use Canva, but you can just literally insert a grid and go from there. So this is what it would look like without the grid. It's just inserting all of these things. And if you want to know how to insert these grids, you literally go to the side and go to element, and I just search grid, and it comes up with grids here, and then you click see all, and then you just pick the grids that you think will go best. If you're trying to add like loads of pictures, I would say go for the ones that have like 5, 6 or 7 in one. Like say for example this one, and then you want to just make it in half, it should automatically snatch. Here, there you go, with the pink liners. So as you guys can see, I can get that in there. Or if you have like a lot of square pictures and you don't really want to have too much long rectangular kind of shape photos, you might prefer to do it this way, and then you can literally just measure it out however you want this grid to be. So as you guys can see, what you'll just do, you're just dragging grids that you think will work. So I'm trying to pick, I don't know, two grids that, or maybe even 3, depends on what it is that you want to include. This is our grid. This is what we're gonna go with, and then we're just gonna, I've got loads of pictures from Pinterest. So say I want to go Paris next year, so I want to import that. I want to drink more matcha next year, or try matcha for the first time, so I might, you know, do that. And if you want to adjust it, just double click on the image in the grid and you can like adjust the picture in that frame. I might want to do content creation, so I might slap it in there. I want to do YouTube as well, why not? So I might put that in there. Get a new camera. This is our vision board. You guys see this? You guys see this? This is what I want to do for 2025. So the best thing about this now, you can keep this like this, and then you can press to add an element, which is if you go back, you can go to shapes. So if you type in, if you exit it and click the search bar clear, you can see the shapes here. You can just click the rectangle, and then you can drag the rectangle over, and then you can have it any color. You can have it like a pink, and then you can just reduce the transparency and have it like this little soft pink background. You can have like a soft green. You can keep it deep. You can might have it blue. You might want to have a grey, or maybe you want to add like a nude tone, maybe like a chocolate tone. And then you can just play with the transparency and just increase it however you want. That's why I like the digital one, because you can add like your little extra fazam, which you can't really do with the physical one. So you just basically want to like design this up however you please. I've always been like a dark girly aesthetic, so I think I'm gonna just stick with this again. And then we can just add some text. So we can add some text, 2025. Make that nice and bold, slap it in the middle. Like these lines will let you know where the middle is and stuff like that. And I always like to add in like a quote or a word or something that will, every time I look at my vision board, it will just, you know, remind me of what is to be done in 2025. So for me, it could be becoming her. That's what 2025 is about. It's all about becoming her. It's becoming that babe. It's becoming the best version of myself. So we're gonna say becoming her, because that is my future self. I do like to do like the letter spacing thing. I don't know, it's always been my thing, but I feel like this is a little bit too big. And yeah, it could literally be something as simple as that. And then you can add like stars, you can add flowers, you can add hearts. Look, we can type in hearts. Add in little heart elements to kind of, you know, jazz it up, make it personal. Like this is something you love, you know. Already that's looking cute, it's looking personalized. However, if you've got like extra pictures and they don't really fit onto board, or your grid, or you've tried to squeeze in as much as you can, what you can do, so I'm just going to delete this grid for now. What you can do with the images, you can start like overlapping them. So first what you want to do is lock the grid, because if you drag the photo over the grid, it's going to put that picture inside the grid. So you want to make sure you lock it. So you have to press it twice, and that locks the grid. Now, as you guys can see, if I drag this picture over here, it's not going in. But wait, look, can you see if I drag it over here? Because I haven't locked this, the picture is trying to go into the grid. So you kind of want to do that for all of them. So you just want to lock them. Usually you have to press it twice to like fully lock it. And then like say you put extra pictures now, you can make it a little bit more scrapbooky like we was going to do before. So you can start overlapping it in certain areas of your grids. So it kind of brings back that kind of scrappy effect without you having to do it all by yourself. I kind of like that, because it's like the grid does all the work for you, and then if you're feeling cheeky, you can just add in the odd picture, and you can crop these how you feel and literally place them where you think they're a good fit. And I love this because it lets you take your grid from like a basic grid, a simple grid, to something that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more you, and it just gets to add your extra pictures you might not have been able to fit into your grid. And then once you're kind of like done doing that, we can go back to elements, we can go and get our square, and we can literally cover it again, reduce our transparency so the pictures can seep through, and like now we have this cute vision board for 2025. And then what you want to do is simply just download that, and you want to upload it to your phone. Hold on, slow down. You want to upload it to like your laptop or your desktop or your iPad or whatever it is that you have that's landscape, or you can even print it out. Like download it, print it out at a printing store, and you can frame it if you like. It's totally up to you. With the digital ones, the reason why I like them is because I'll put them on everything, and I have multiple gadgets and multiple digits, so I'll put it on my MacBook, on my iPad, and on my monitor as well, and those will be my wallpapers for the all year round. You can also do this exact same thing for your phone, so you can create this exact same vision board for your phone, and I will leave a description for both these templates in the description so that you guys can literally just click them for free and start designing your templates willy-nilly, and then you can just literally download it and save it. I would show you my vision board, but I'm recording on my phone right now. I can show you on my iPad what it looks like, because you guys have already seen my 2024 template. So yeah, as you guys can see, like that is my 2024 template, and it's the exact template that I've used here, and it's the exact template I'm going to use when I create my 2025 template. So again, I will leave that in the description, which is absolutely free for you guys to use. You guys can leave your feedback, and I just want to make your designing process just a little bit easier, because some people are not Canva savvy. These are all free. You don't need any special elements. You won't be charged. Definitely just download it if you don't have an account, and get your vision boards ready for 2025. And when I mean you need to put them everywhere, put them everywhere. I want to see them on your phone, on your tablet, on your TV if you can, print it out if you can, put it everywhere, because the more you see your vision boards, the more it will remind you what you're focusing on for the year, and it will continue to push you while you're doing it. When I get up sometimes and I'm tired and I'm not bothered, the first thing I see, even before I even unlock my notifications or whatever, unlock my phone or go on social media, is my vision board. And there's days where I don't want to do things, like for example today I am tired, but I am still here recording this YouTube video at 11:40 in the night. Why? Because I believe in my goals. I believe in what it is that I'm doing, so I'm going to pour into that. There's going to be days where I don't feel like it, but that is why it's so important to set yourself up right, and having this system will allow you to stick with that. If you guys want me to do a more in-depth video of how you maintain sticking with your goals, again, as you guys can see, my goal and vision page is very in-depth. Like I said, I have vision boards for every single month of the quarter, broken down into quarters, and there's a quote or a word for every single month that helps me to stay focused on whatever it is that month I'm focusing on. As you can see, look, all the way till Q4 I've literally done it all. And then I also have a goal system here where I track all my goals. If you guys haven't already checked out my monthly resets, I deep dive into all my goals every single month, and I share my growth live with you guys, and you guys can literally see me live in the flesh, achieve my goals one step at a time, and also not achieve my goals, because sometimes we're just human. We make mistakes. We don't hit our goals when we wanted to, but the main thing is we keep showing up for ourselves. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. I hope that this simple system will help you to set up your New Year's and you start 2025 with a bang, and we stick with our New Year resolutions. I don't want to hear February's come and you wrote down on a sticky note that you was gonna start losing weight or you was gonna start gaining weight and then you forgot all about it. No, if you're serious and you follow this system where you reflect, you set, and you design, you will set yourself up for success. The only thing that will make you fail in 2025 is you not sticking with your word that you promised to yourself that you were going to stick to all the goals that you were going to achieve in 2025. And that will fall onto you, not the system. The system works fine. You let yourself down because you didn't keep that promise. So I'm going to sign off with that. You are going to keep that promise to yourself, and so am I. And if you love this type of content and you want to see more, if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments. I love engaging with you guys down there. And if you haven't already, definitely follow me on my social media. I am on TikTok, I am on Threads, I am on Instagram, and all my platforms are growing. So I would love to catch you guys over there, and I will catch you in my next one. Love you. Bye.